Good morning, folks. Wayne Boulder from the Speed King channel. It is Derby morning. Happy Derby to each and every one of you. Wish you the best of luck today. Hope you had a good Oaks Day. But we finally made it to that big day, the 1st of May, for 1 mile and 1/4 for a cool 3 million. A field of 19. King Fury scratched out. But that's fine. We got 19 to scratch our heads over and find out who's going to do what and when. As always, if you're watching this video, do us a big favor. Hit the red button. Ring that bell so you can get notified each and every time that we do one of these videos and bring it to you. What? Free of charge, zero money down. And you're saying, hey, we can get this done. By the way, the reason that we're here today or this morning on Derby morning, as I sit here and drink my coffee, the question is, we all have an opinion. How do we take advantage? How do we bet the Derby, our opinion, and maximize and take advantage of the bet? And because it's such a large field, you really have to strategize and put your wager together. Handicapping really isn't that hard, not in terms of winning or losing, but to figure out what horse you like and why. Well, we all have that opinion, right? Everybody's a genius after the race, but that's why we handicap before the race, right? Everybody has an opinion and they're all valid. However you land on your horse, however you get to that horse, the reason that you like them, we're respectful of that, we should be, and say, okay, I can understand it. But the one thing that we all should agree on, irregardless of how we land on whatever horse it is that we're betting or want to bet, let's agree on this. We must demand value, right, for our hard-earned money. In other words, you're going to lose more tickets than you cash when you bet horses. So when you do cash and you're right and your opinion is right, then you want to make sure that the odds was worth the risk of betting. So you always hear me talk about fair value, right? So this is the race where there's value all over the place, irregardless of why you like the horse, right? So we can agree on that. Value is the name of the game. How we get to the horse really doesn't matter. Some of us use speed figures, some of us use buyer numbers, some of us use Ouija boards, some of us use colors. That's fine, right? We appreciate that, and my system ain't no better than the next guy's. That's not the question. The question is, once I land on the horse, how do I take advantage? And the Derby is a very unique betting race in America. Very seldom, we never have a 20-horse field. And nor do we ever get a chance to bet horses of this quality at the odds that they are. Because let's face it, even the lower round of the horses in the Derby, they're good horses. And they're 40 and 50 and 60 to 1. Any other race that they may be in, an allowance or overnight stake race, these horses would be 5 to 1, 6 to 1. So it's just like the Breeders' Cup races. We get tremendous value for our opinion. The question is, how do we take advantage of it? And that's why we're here this morning. So, how do we do it? Well, the first thing that I believe is going into the race that's in question, in this case, the Kentucky Derby. I think the best value, and you know I'm a horizontal player, is to take advantage of pick threes and doubles, pick fours and pick fives. Races that precede the race that's in question and the races that are after the race that's in question. It's usually a lower takeout. I think in this case it's 22% for pick threes and doubles and pick fours. And it offers us the ability to bet multiple horses in races in the beginning, back to maybe multiple horses that we like. For instance, the race going into the Derby starting yesterday, the Oaks Derby double. Well, I'm alive in that double. Why? Because my Derby horse just happens to be 20 to 1, which is Midnight Bourbon. So the double payouts from the Oaks to the Derby was pretty good. I use the favorites, of course, Manitou, Malathot, Travel Column, search results as I cried because that was my top horse. But the double with Malathot and Midnight Bourbon is $53. So I have a $20 double. So really, I'm live already. Also, there was a pick 3. The Oaks to the, I think they call it the Old Forester now, the race right before the Derby, the turf race, into the Derby. So I'm alive there. I mean, I love digital age in the turf race right before the Derby. So I'm alive there. So I kind of single digital age, but I used a bunch of horses in the Derby. Then I pulled out my horse, Midnight Bourbon, and punched it a few times. So the Derby hasn't even run yet. I have live tickets, doubles and pick 3s. Well, the same thing applies here. Horizontally going into the race, I think you look around, you try to handicap races prior, and you bet pick 3s and pick 4s. Now, if your price is real huge, you may think of doing it all your horse. So I think that that's a big advantage. Another advantage is daily doubles. There's rolling doubles in every race. One of the things I like to do is the prior race in the double is to look at the probable payouts in the doubles. So horizontally, I think that's how you attack it, particularly if you have a 30 and 40 and 50 to 1. You may want to go deep in the previous races to be alive with your horses. So how do you bet it? I think you attack it horizontally, okay? Across like that. I really do. Now, the question is, when we get to the race, how do we attack it? Vertically, up and down. Let's use my example for argument's sake. I love Midnight Bourbon. Midnight Bourbon has never been off the board, right? Has never been off the board, which makes me think he won't be off the board again. He's a cool 20 to 1. So I'm telling you right now, I will run Midnight Bourbon up and down in the 3 slots, first, second, and third, in the trifecta. Now, will it get expensive? Yes. But if I'm right at 20 to 1, then I got a huge payoff, right? See Country House. I made a lot of money on Country House. I hit the pick 3. The pick 3 came back $6,000. I hit the trifecta, or the Exacta. I missed the trifecta, by the way. The Exacta. So, Midnight Bourbon, how will I play it? Well, I will, of course, put Midnight Bourbon on top. Now, remember, I'm already alive in the double for $20. So I already got $530 coming back. Actually, $1,000 because it is a dollar bet. So I got it 20 times at the $1,000. So I will put Midnight Bourbon on top, and I will use the shape horses in the second spot. Horses like Known Agenda, Malathot, Midnight Bourbon will be on top. I will use, of course, Hidden Stash. I got to put Hidden Stash in there. Essential Quality, Highly Motivated, Rock Your World, and Soups and Sandwich. I'll put those 6 or 7 horses second and hit the all button. Then I'll move Midnight Bourbon to the second spot and put all those other horses on top, and in the third slot do all. I'll do that in all 3 slots. So in other words, if my horse hit the board, the probability is that I'm going to cash the trifecta. So that's how I believe you run down your tries. You take your horse, you put him with 6, 7, 8 horses in the second slot. You push the all button. You got to push the all button in the third slot. Move your horse to the second slot, put 6, 7, 8 horses on top. Your horse second, push the all, move your horse to the third slot. You run it down. That's called the rundown, with the most likely winners. And if you got 6 or 7 horses in the win spot in this derby, my God, you should win, right? I mean, you know the winners unless the thing falls apart. So I think that that's the way. Now, when it comes to supers, I don't know. That's why we lean to the weekend handicapper. He's over there showing us how to do that. I'm not a real good player for supers, right? I don't put a lot of time in it, so. But trifectas and exactas, I do. And of course, horizontally, that's my play. I hit a lot of pick fives, I hit a lot of pick sixes, I hit a lot of pick threes. My bet is really horizontal and daily doubles, right? I crush them. And I guess my strongest suit is finding single horses, and I bet them to win, right? Like Jackie's Warrior, right? Don't think Jackie could be beat today. I don't think it's even possible, right? On the one-turn model. So that's how we attack, or at least I think you attack your betting strategy. People that know me always hear this from me. Handicapping isn't the issue. We all like what we like because we like it. We should spend more time on the betting of how we're going to take advantage of our opinion than handicapping. Because there's so many times that we have an opinion, our horse run well, and we didn't capitalize, particularly the bigger the price they get. Yeah, you have to put money in the race, particularly if, like, Midnight Bourbon is 20-1. I'm not going to be short. I'm not going to be short in the trifecta. I'll have 10 horses in the second slot and push the all button in the third. Because, my God, if Midnight Bourbon stumbled through that track, down that stretch, and win that race at 22-1, you know what that trifecta is? Right? So, if you're going to do it, you have to be committed to putting the bet together. Particularly, the bigger the odds, the more committed you have to be to sink the money in. So I do believe that. So horizontally, we play doubles, we play pick threes, we play pick fours to try to be alive when we get to that race. And it's tremendous, tremendous payouts. Now, when we get to the race, I think we go into the body of the race and we run our horse up and down. And there's value all over the place. I don't believe Midnight Bourbon to be off the board. So I'm going to run him up and down in the try. Remember this, I'm already alive in the pick three from the Oaks, and I'm already alive in the double from the Oaks. So I'm going to run it down. So that's the way how to bet the Kentucky Derby and any other race, if you ask me. So you attack it horizontally, you attack it vertically, and you make sure you put the money in there to cover your bets. So you won't get any arguments from the Speed King. Let me wish the jocks and the horses a safe trip around the race course. Let me wish you folks, thanks for all your support over the last 2 weeks. I mean, it's just been bonkers with the videos, with the commentary. So once again, thank you so much for your support. And I wish each and every one of you, may the horse be with you. Happy, happy Derby Day. Good luck to each and every one of you. And let's start the commentary. Let's make some money. Let's enjoy ourselves. And let's roll. It's Derby Day. From the Speed King. Happy Derby Day, folks.